What's cooking, guys? It's the Salukie. Today is my final day in Hanoi, in Vietnam in general. And it's actually raining right now. Vietnam is crying because I'm leaving. So recently there's been a surge in coronavirus cases. It's as if when I came here, Vietnam was unaffected at all by COVID. Less than 10 cases a day. And now it's like what happened in 2019 has begun to happen here in Vietnam. There's thousands of cases every single day.
3,900, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it's not it's all around Vietnam, not just in Hanoi or Saigon, all around.
Anyway, Vietnam is becoming a mess, and I just can't film anymore because, for example, I was going to film a video that somebody requested in the comments. They wanted me to have street interviews like I did in Iraq. I went to the old quarter where, I don't know, to find people hanging out, and you try and talk to somebody, they're gonna shoo you off because of COVID, they're scared. Today I'm joined by Arina, who's also leaving Vietnam.
Yeah,
So I thought we'd both share some thoughts, experiences, and opinions about life in Vietnam as a foreigner, as a non-Vietnamese. So how long have you been living here?
3 years and a half. I came in Vietnam in 2019 in January.
Right.
But I came for episode. I did not plan to live here for 3.5.
Episode was a festival.
Yeah, the festival of electronic music, where like all DJs all over the world come to Fukuoka Islands, and we are having party for 2 weeks non-stop. So, and there were 4 episodes, and the last one was cancelled because of COVID. So, episode is over, and I guess my life in Vietnam is over. I came to party, but I've got a dog.
Came to party, left with a dog.
The reason why I'm still here is my dog. It's really complicated to leave the country with a dog, especially if you never had a dog and you have no idea how to travel with a dog, what to do, and if your dog has no breed, yeah, and if it's COVID time and all that. Let's see how it will be. I'm nervous about leaving, but I don't feel comfortable staying here too. It's like waiting. I'm waiting for more than a year and nothing changed. It's just getting worse. I'm not complaining, I just want to live my best life. So I guess I can live my best life here. I mean, I can hang out in the best way here in Vietnam, but there is not enough cultural life for me. I don't feel I'm like the part of society, you know, because I'm still expat. People say you're local. I never felt I'm local. All the time I feel I'm expat. And you know, you've been to Da Nang and you can compare even the sky, right? It's different, and when you have great sky, you're kind of depressed. That's what people say about St. Petersburg. It's like suicidal
and London
city.
as well. Yeah.
And London, it's all, yeah, it affects you, and it's the most filthy city. I mean, air. Yeah. Air pollution is so high. It's like the first one is Bangladesh and the second one is Hanoi. Yeah. If you want to compare with Moscow, it's like 35, and here 290 something. Yeah. It's crazy. But anyway, you get used to it too, you know.
You get used to everything, but one thing that you mentioned, which I feel will always be a factor, is you're never going to be a local in Southeast Asia.
You know what?
I mean,
I think if you get married, if you got children here and you settle and you've got family, job, in 20 years, I guess you will feel like local, yeah, as if it's your country, as if it's your home.
Yeah, but still, if you will feel like a local after 20 years, people are gonna see you and immediately know that you're a foreigner just by looking at you. And if it's a touristy place, then they're gonna try and take your money. I
mean, I cannot say that Vietnamese people try to rip you all the time, you know.
No, that's why I said touristic place.
Touristic place.
Yeah.
Okay, like Nha Trang.
Yeah.
Still I can say that in Nha Trang they are friendly people and they never try to cheat on you, and they're like more loyal. If you are loyal to them, yeah, they are loyal to you. Sometimes they are very hostile. I have some cases when they just say, okay, come in, you may sleep over in my place. When we were traveling around Dalat, that is mountainous area, and there are no houses, like you cannot rent any house or you cannot stay in guest house. They're just local fishermen, you know. Fishermen, yeah, and they are so friendly and they share everything they have and they don't ask anything back. Yeah. And same when you're driving your motorbike. I saw lots of cases when they just help people like to fix motorbike, or if you had accident and you need some help, I mean emergency, yeah, they usually do this. When I had my first accident in Vietnam, that happened in Phu Quoc, and my elbow was scratched a lot, and I've got like a hole in my knee. So people who were around there, they all like ran to me and they tried to like to seize my pain, you know. From that time I know that if you have cigarettes, so you just tear your cigarette and put tobacco on the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like seize your pain for a while, and then you have time to reach home and clean it and everything. It just gives you time like to drive to to safe place.
Sounds like something you would do in a war.
Yeah.
With tobacco.
Yeah, with tobacco, yeah.
For me, the main reason that I'm leaving Vietnam is because, as I said earlier, COVID is going through the roof and I can't make videos pretty much, which is the only thing I really want to do in life. And for you, you'd say it's mostly because...
I just don't feel I'm the part of society because I feel the lack of cultural life. I mean, for myself, you know. Yeah, they do some exhibitions, or they did before COVID started, right?
Yeah.
And now what you can do, you can go to the cinema and watch any shitty film, yeah, like mass media. That's all you can. And even now you cannot go to the cinema, it's closed because of COVID. It's like with each lockdown, it's getting worse. I mean, when there was just first lockdown, they were saying, okay, your embassy can extend your visa and you're staying here until all the borders are open, right? Then there was second lockdown and they said, okay, from now you have to extend your visa by yourself, like business, tier C, tourist, whatever. Still there was possible to extend your tourist visa, but it's pretty expensive. Like in Vietnam, we paid first $80 per month just for tourist visa. Tourist visa suppose you cannot work, you know, so you just pay $80 for your visa. Then you pay your house rent, then you want to eat, and I've got a dog, so I have like lots of expenses, and I'm living in the capital. Yeah, it's not, life is not so cheap. Then the price increase is $100.
And now they're not extending tourist visas anymore.
And from now, yeah, they don't extend tourist visas. So I've got my last tourist visa. I paid $100 and just for a month, and then I've got exit mark, so I have to leave. The only chance to stay is to get business visa or to get TRC, but
or to marry someone. Times have changed. It used to be local women in Vietnam would latch onto foreigners and try and marry them and get their visa to go to the United States, England,
yeah, but
etc.
I'm so attracted to Vietnamese men, so no way. Yeah, because the way they are picking you up, so weird sometimes. Like I did not enjoy it, you know.
You once told me of some stories, experiences you had with Vietnamese men.
Yeah, maybe because of that I'm not attracted to Vietnamese men, and I'm not trying even to talk to them, yeah. I mean, only friends, friend zone. Some of them are nice, but those who I met was so weird. Like I had, when I lived in Nha Trang, there was a Vietnamese guy, and one day he just started to follow me on his bike. So I'm like, I'm back from work, it's about midnight, and he followed me to my house and like did not let me go. And all that time, when I met him, I was alone, and all the time there was night. So he followed me for like the whole month, not every day, but it's like, you know, one day he follows me, another day I don't see him, another next day he is back. And for the whole month he followed me. Then I got same case in Saigon. I was walking with my dog. It was like, it was not night, but it was dark. And he drove to me and started to talk like, oh, you know, I'm watching you for a long time, and I saw that you're all like you're walking all the time, you're alone and just your dog. Don't you have any boyfriend? I'm like trying not to talk because it's dark, I'm alone, yeah. Not nice. And then what he did, he started to follow me too. And then one day I'm walking with my dog again at night, and he and some other guys, I guess his friends, they just circled me.
What the
and
fuck?
I'm like staying in the circle, and I'm like, guys, but I don't know, you know, I have such a Russian beachy face. So yeah, they started to laugh and blah blah blah. They did not touch me, but because they were talking in Vietnamese, God knows what they were talking about, yeah? But they were laughing and they circled me. I was scared, and Ruby, like he was somewhere, yeah?
Ruby is her dog,
Yeah, it's my
for
dog.
reference.
He wasn't in the circle, so that was weird too. I mean, I did not enjoy it at all. Then in Munam, there was first lockdown in Vietnam, and like all people supposed to stay at home, and I was staying at home and I was taking a shower. In my bathroom there are 3 small windows like for ventilation, yeah,
Right.
and there are no glasses, just 3 windows, not so big like that. Opposite to these windows there is a mirror. So I'm taking shower and I see the reflection of the face in the mirror, like that guy was peeking me through the window.
Yeah,
How
peeking
I'm
at you.
taking shower. What else?
Do my shirt black.
Yeah. No, there were other cases. Never mind.
There's one thing that I want to address. It's the divide between expats and locals. We're just approaching this beautiful river, by the way. What's the name of the river?
That is not river, that is Seho, that is lake, best lake.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I mean lake, not river. So the divide between locals and expats is, it seems like in every city that foreigners live in, there's a sort of a designated area for foreigners to hang out and to be together in groups. And you don't really, if you don't speak Vietnamese, you're gonna have a very hard time. You coming? Oh. She's cleaning her shoes. You're gonna have a very hard time connecting to locals. So that also is something that hinders my ability to make videos, because my Vietnamese is very far from perfect. Only Dep Chai. Dep Chai means handsome. Anyway, handsome boy. My Vietnamese is very, very basic. In the time that I've been in Vietnam, I've only hung around mostly in circles of, well, Russians. But that's just how it.
People from Chile, Russia, Israel,
Yeah, people from Israel,
South Africa.
South Africans as well. So I realized I didn't elaborate on my story of me hanging out with Russians here all the time. There's a pool where all the expats come hang out, like what I said earlier, the vibe between expats and locals, you'll hardly see any locals there. Only locals that speak fluent English. Anyway, then I just met some Russian guy from Vladivostok, the Far East, and and then I became part of this Russian family because I guess they like me and I speak Russian, and we have it seems like we have people all over the country. Like when I went to Da Nang, one of my Russian friends was like, I've got some Ukrainian friend in Da Nang, come sleep at his house. That's where I usually sleep when I'm in Da Nang. Oh shit.
Hello! Oh, my Red Bull for crying.
I guess. Anyway, while she's buying Red Bull. So, yeah, it seems like the Russians really banded together here in Vietnam. Because as I said, there's lots of Russians. And when I say Russians, I also mean Ukrainians and Moldovans and Belarusians. But mostly Russians. And now most of them are having to leave, which is really unfortunate. Another reason I'm leaving, because all my friends are basically leaving. I think the most common nationality you can find here, besides Vietnamese of course, is South African and Russian. Recently Vietnam, Hanoi has been chopping down its trees. We both don't know why. One thing that's very infuriating is the pollution is so bad, yet people still chop down trees and burn their trash. You'll see that even on days when the pollution is at its worst and there's so much smog and you can hardly breathe, you'll see people burning their trash. I hope this video doesn't come off as extremely negative. I've made so many positive videos about Vietnam, and now I'm leaving and I'm just talking about why I'm doing that.
I don't think there is negative. We're just saying the truth, right? And I think, yeah, we are a bit frustrated. Yeah? No? I think, yeah.
Yeah, I
the
think
whole
so.
world is frustrated.
So let's say a couple of positive things while we're at it.
About Hanoi.
About Hanoi, about Vietnam. I'll start.
Yeah.
I really like the people. They're very, as you said, like they're much like other countries in Asia. Like you saw in my videos in Iraq, they would let you into their house, feed you, and do lots of selfless things. Actually, there's a lot less ripping people off, like I've seen in other countries around Southeast Asia, because I've traveled through Thailand, Cambodia, and a few more.
Do you like food here?
Sometimes. To be honest, the food here, Thailand, if we're comparing nations, again, Thailand is a lot better. But I do like the...
I've been to Thailand, for me it's too spicy.
I like spicy food.
Ah, okay.
But the food, I mean, for me, nothing is better than the Middle East in terms of food.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I came from the region, in my opinion, with the best food in the world, so I can't say, like... I can say for views that I love Vietnamese food so much, like more than anything, but I'd rather say the truth.
I do like the food. I think that Vietnam just teach me how to eat. I mean, yeah. Now I have, like before I came to Vietnam, all my life I have to follow all these diets, you know, trying to keep fit, like don't eat before you go to sleep, don't do that, don't do this. And finally in Vietnam, like I can eat whatever I want, what time I want, and how much I want, and I'm still fit. Maybe
Yeah,
that's because I walk a lot.
She's one of the only people I know in this country that doesn't ride a motorbike,
Yeah.
which is very challenging because to basically do anything, you need a motorbike. I've been living, all the time I've been living here, I didn't once take public transportation inside the city. Or even outside the city. Yeah.
Vietnam taught me how to be patient. I worked as a teacher with kids.
Right.
Yeah. So when you work with kids, and I used to be babysitter too. So you want or you don't want, but you will be patient. Yeah. Because you have nothing to do. You understand that it's just a kid who is like 2-3 years old. what can you demand? Yeah.
Right.
I'm 28 and often I cannot get any decision and I cannot be just on myself. And there is a kid of 3 years old. So what are the questions? That is how you become patient, I guess. Like people say when you have kids, you know what does it mean to be patient. I guess when you teach kids and when you like surrounded by kids, same thing.
Right. I would say that Vietnam has taught me patience as well, because Vietnamese people, I've worked with Vietnamese colleagues and such. If you explain something to them, they're going to say okay, as if they understood it. Like you explain something, they didn't really understand, they're gonna say okay, okay. And then they
go in the right way.
Anyway, they like to act as if they understood, even if they didn't. Lots of little stuff like that has helped me become more patient.
Yeah.
When I explain something to a Vietnamese colleague, then I make them repeat it back to me to make sure they understood.
Yeah,
like
and they seem to be more passionate to you too. Like when you're doing mistakes, then they are like, okay, I'm sorry, right?
Yeah.
When you aren't so demandful, they aren't so demandful to you. But you know, good and bad side, because when people don't demand from you a lot, you're like, okay, I'm fine being like that. And you lost your ambitions, maybe. Let's see when I'm back to Russia how I will feel there. Like a white crow.
White crow, what do you mean?
I think so. It will happen when I'm just back to
No,
Russia.
but like what's white? Что это значит? White crow.
Like someone who's so different from all other people. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
white crow.
I've never heard that expression, that's why I'm asking.
Because I just translated it from Russian to English. Like, for us it's common, white crow. All the expats who are back to their motherlands, they are saying like 2 weeks you're still so passionate and you smile to people on the street and everything, and then in 2 weeks or in a month you got as depressed as it was before, you know, like as if there was just your dream about Vietnam when you were so enlightened. But I can say I'm enlightened.
I mean, in Russia, you're not gonna smile at people. Because it's like, it's weird to smile at people in Russia.
It's not weird.
I mean, when I was in Russia, I don't see random people smiling at me. I smiled at a random guy, he thought I'm gay or something.
I'm just a girl. If I walk and I'm smiling, I guess no one accepts it as if I'm weird. But maybe yeah, like she's drunk or she's taking, I don't know, antidepressants. That's why she's smiling. But I'm not so smiley, you know.
Yeah, you don't even smile anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, you are now. I feel like when Russian people smile, it's when
success.
Yeah, great success. No, but I feel like
they smile.
when they smile, they actually mean it.
Yeah.
They don't smile aimlessly.
Yeah.
And when they say how are you, they actually want to know
Yeah.
how you are.
Yeah. No one.
Whereas in America, just like, hey, what's up? How are you?
Because no one teaches us that small talk, you know. Like when you meet people, what shall you ask? Yeah. Like when you just meet strangers, like how are you doing? In Russia, people don't ask it that because it's not in our culture. Really, you're asking how are you doing if you really want to know the answer, if you're really interested in that person's life, yeah? Like
Right.
I'm not gonna, I don't know, if I met a stranger, I'm not asking, yo, how are you doing? How is going? No. If we have a conversation, yeah, then like step by step, I will figure out who is he or she and how is she or he doing.
Yeah, you can also see when you ask a Russian person, how are you? They're not going to tell you, oh, I'm fine. They're going to tell you, oh, you know what, my tourist visa just expired.
Okay, well. Now I'll tell you all the story. Let me just open my notebook. I guess we'll go this way.
So I had a video where I went to fill up, at the end of the video, I filled up petrol in my motorbike. And somebody commented that the petrol stations are very retro. And I replied to him that a lot of things in this country are retro, old school. Here's an example, a living example of that.
Yeah, it's like the Soviet Union, right?
You think it's like the Soviet Union?
Yeah. When chickens are on the street, it's like when I was a child, 19s, you know?
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it does. It honestly, sometimes it
people
feels like
sell
we're in the
something
90s.
on the streets and chickens all around and stray dogs. It
People
does-
selling a barbecue on the
yeah,
street,
yeah. It
for
doesn't
example.
mean that it's bad, yeah, but it's just, it's like 20 or 30 years back.
And on the other hand, there is like some great technology here.
Yeah, exactly, because they try to follow Korean technologies and Korean tendencies.
And Japanese as well.
And Japanese as well, right? And
Everything in Asia sort of like stems down from East Asia. Like K-pop, for example, came from Korea, and then suddenly you slowly begin to see people doing K-pop dances in the street here in Vietnam.
yeah. She's just trying to be careful. What if she bites you? And then you don't fly because you've got rabies. Rabies.
Yeah, they only care about COVID these days, just the COVID.
I've been bitten by a dog here in Vietnam. That dog had a fight with my dog like a day or 2 days before. And then I'm just like walking to the market to buy some food. and I was wearing short shorts.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just walking, and then I feel like something beat me on my butt.
Right.
Yeah, there was a dog.
Did you get like rabies shots or something after?
No.
Nothing.
No. I can say I was bleeding a lot. I bleed just a little, and actually there was scratch. It wasn't like bite.
Right.
It just like scratched me, but I was not shouting or crying. I like turned around like yo, and that dog. I don't know. I was so surprised. Like what is it? Why? I just went home. When I went home, I took iodine and I poured iodine on my scratch, and then I started to cry. Yeah, like why God? Why I got it all? Why me?
You have a tendency not to take care of your injuries. Like one time you told me you banged your finger.
Yeah, that is. It's broken. In my apartment there is a balcony and the door is
Sliding
door. Yeah. So I was on the balcony, and then I get out of balcony and I'm just closing the door like this. And I left my finger there, so I just slammed my finger with the door. Yeah, I felt pain, and I just started like to walk around my apartment trying to do that, like to chill, but it did not work. Then I went to the bathroom and I washed my face with cold water. Then I look at myself in the mirror and I feel like I'm so white, like this scar. And then I just went to bed. That was nighttime, like about midnight. Then I just went to bed because I feel so dizzy, as if I'm like ready to just fall down. Next, I open my eyes and it's like 9 a.m. So 9 a.m. means that I was sleeping, or I don't know what it was, like about 9 hours. I said it to my friend, like it seems I broke my finger, or I don't know, did I broke it or not. She said, oh, you have to go and do that x-ray and everything. So instead of that, I just decided to do shopping. I went for shopping. It helped me a bit.
And then
So it happened in December, and now it's the end of July, and still I feel some even when I tap something on laptop and I have to push my finger, I feel the pain.
All right, we're just about to arrive at our friend's house, and I guess we talked enough about Vietnam and why we're leaving Vietnam, so I reckon that's about it. Thanks for watching, and я тебя люблю. Скажи.
Я тебя люблю. Я люблю вас.
Вас. Тебя это только один.
Just one. Я люблю вас. Всех вас.
Всех вас, ребят.
Как бан. Same like как бан.
Yeah.
Всех вас.